Hello and welcome to Quid Our Continue Pub News Episode 3. With me, as usual, is Jack Turner.
Hello.
Dave Whiteman.
Hello.
And not Andy Loughlin. Way! For we are free of the tyranny of the Loughlin. Where is he? He's in Amsterdam.
He's on holiday.
Filling his pockets with drugs and prostitutes. As long as they're under a fiver.
He'll bring them back through customs, no doubt.
But if he was here, what would he say? He'd probably say like, "Hey up, where's my weasels?"
How much for that game? Not until it's under a fiver.
and then mention Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, exactly. Inappropriate comments.
Hooray for Andy Loughlin. Well, wherever you are, I'm sure you're very hungover. Shall we begin?
Go for it, yeah.
Okay, the big news. Uncharted 4. I'm not sure if it slipped exactly, but it is going to be spring 2016. I think it was kind of touted as 2015 at one point.
Originally, it was supposed to be coming out.
Summer, wasn't it?
Yeah. Shall we read what this? So this is Neil Druckmann, the creative director, writer at Naughty Dog, as everyone knows. And he says, after spending so many years with Nathan Drake, he means a lot to the team. This is his voice. And telling the climactic chapter of adventures is a task we don't take lightly, so this game deserves every bit of the attention to detail, precise pacing, nuanced storytelling Naughty Dog is known for. So we've made the difficult choice of pushing the game's release date, giving us a few extra months. We'll make certain that Uncharted 4: A Thief's End not only meets the team's high standards, but the high standards that gamers have come to expect from a Naughty Dog title. So basically, that kind of gameplay footage we all saw and looked awesome was obviously very, very early, and they need another year or so to fix it.
Even that had problems as well, like when they were showing that off, the falling through the sky or something like that. Had issues.
Feature.
Yeah, it looked really cool. Yeah, I don't know, how do you guys feel about that?
Well, I think it could be one of the last Uncharted games we probably see, at least for a long time. So I can't imagine they're going to keep smashing these things out with the regularity they were on PS3. So I reckon get it right. I'm not really bothered as long as they get it right.
Yeah, I think I feel the same actually. I mean, we see we had a complaint before about so many bugged games coming out, forcing games out. That's because that year cycle, they've just got to get it out for the holidays and stuff like that. So yeah, it makes sense. I think the thing that's disappointing though is the fact that the PlayStation experience they had. They were touting the game as like one of the big things was the things they showed off, the Uncharted footage, and yet they must have known at that point that they definitely weren't going to get it. I mean, putting it back a year is quite a large amount of time.
That was only 3 months ago. So they knew full well then that game was never going to come out.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's probably what I find a bit disappointing, because in terms of the PS4, I mean, PS4 sales have clearly done very, very well.
20-something million today?
Yeah, 20 million, I think. And you think, well, they still haven't got a decent exclusive, really. I mean, that's certainly questionable.
Bloodborne maybe is coming. That's not first party. Well, actually, kind of it. It's one of those weird ones that's a bit...
I feel like Bloodborne's a bit niche. Because it's not... Because Uncharted, that's like... I can imagine pretty much anyone playing Uncharted, but Bloodborne, you've got to be a Dark Souls, Demon Souls fan in the first place to get into that. And those games are notoriously hard.
It depends how that comes out. It's quite... I mean...
I was just going to go back to Uncharted. Just to echo what you guys have said, obviously I'd rather they waited like a few months and release a crap, well not a crap game, but a broken game, and then have to rush out patches and whatnot. So, but yeah, I think the main issue is going to be no big first-party games for Sony for this. Well,
we haven't seen what's going to get announced at E3 yet. I mean, there might be some stuff there where they just drop it on us and they're like, okay, it comes out in 3 months' time.
Do you think that could happen?
It's not beyond the realms of... I'm struggling to think of examples of that happening in the past, I must admit. But it's not beyond the realms of possibility that something like that, maybe from like some of the developers of Guerrilla and that, who've not had much on the cards for they've not announced what they're up to yet.
Yeah, I guess so.
Bend as well. I don't know. It might happen. It probably won't.
Maybe that hot Crash Bandicoot game will finally be announced. The one that we've been waiting for.
Well, actually, someone made I saw online. Someone made an observation that actually this putback could actually be less about fixing bugs and more about getting the HD remasters of Uncharted out for the holidays.
I bet that will be announced at E3 as well. Definitely.
And that would be like a sort of sales push for them before Uncharted 4 comes out, because it's... I don't know. I mean, I think I'd quite like that.
Has that been confirmed, that package?
No, it's going to happen though. I mean, it won't take much at all, will it?
No, and it seems like a very strange thing not to do, certainly in this day and age of HD remasters. I mean, that just seems like such an obvious thing for them to release.
It's not even a HD remaster, is it really? Because it's already a HD game, so all they basically have to do is slightly tart them up a bit, and then put a bit of makeup on like Andy's prostitutes, and they'll be ready to go.
No, that costs more. He'll definitely have them without makeup.
No thrills.
Just get the job done. I can't do an Andy impression.
What? I thought he was in the room. I thought that was him.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's all Uncharted 4. Like, to me, Uncharted 3 wasn't my favourite Uncharted game. It kind of, by the end, like, that you've played it, haven't you? You've not played it, Jax.
I've not
you've
played
3,
no.
So there are these fight sequences where you always get this big kind of lumbering bodyguard guy comes out, and it's always the same sort of sequence of buttons you have to press without fail in the exact same order, and that just got really boring.
Actually, I think, and also, I mean, I thought it was brilliant, but the things that always got me in Uncharted were the sort of the set pieces of, the train sequence at the beginning of Uncharted 2.
It's phenomenal. Yeah.
It's just incredible, and I think it's stuff like that in Uncharted, because it's not difficult, none of that's hard to play, but it really takes you in. I think that was what was really good about Uncharted, the whole Uncharted series, less so in Uncharted 1, because that didn't really happen so much. But yeah, and I kind of think I really am looking forward to Uncharted coming out. I just hope they kind of keep with that and don't go too much on the shooting bad guys thing.
Basically, all the Uncharted games are you go to an area, you kill all the bad guys in that area, you move on to the next area, and it feels like I want something more. I want this Uncharted 4 to be like the true next-gen experience, whatever the hell that means. So if it takes another year from now, then so be it.
I don't think the gameplay will change. I still think if you walk into an area, shoot all the blokes before you can move on.
Which is The Last of Us as well, and it's basically these guys who did The Last of Us are now in charge of Uncharted 4, so it's the same team. So
at least in The Last of Us there were stealth elements, so there were scenarios where you could just walk past everyone, which was really, really good.
In Uncharted 2 they did start pushing stealth a little bit more. I mean, you don't need to do it in quite the same way, but there was a whole sequence at the beginning where I don't know, I can't think you had to go get some mask or something. I can't remember. It's been a while since I played it, but I know there's a sort of certain section where it's introducing the whole stealth element. So maybe they will push it. I think it will just be like a bit more like The Last of Us. Maybe it's so successful.
Yeah, well, I think that's a no-brainer. I don't know. Should we move on to the next thing? You can't say much about a game that we know very little of, other than that one sequence of very, very manicured footage that we saw at that time. Right, moving swiftly on, but sticking with PlayStation 4. There is a new software update coming out imminently. That is if Dave puts this up on time. 2 weeks ago it came out.
So no first-party exclusives, but we've got a firmware update. So
we have, version 2.50. It's nicknamed Yukimura.
Is it?
Yeah, apparently. Okay. I got into this report that I downloaded.
What does that mean? Is that something?
I didn't do the homework. I don't know. I think it means pause, resume. Because that's exactly what it doesn't mean that, but that's what I'm saying it means. Because that's what this thing adds. It adds. So back in the day, 2-3 E3s ago, we were all told that the PS4 would let you turn your PlayStation 4 off and then resume exactly where you left off in the game instantly, and that never happened until now. I'm not really that bothered.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is a game changer for me, literally.
A game changer?
It's
why?
Well, because I'll tell you why. Because with this generation and the last generation, sometimes I think, I'll just play on the console for 10 minutes, and then you've got to turn it on, it takes ages to boot up, then there's a software update, and it's just like, oh, for God's sake. And by the time 10 minutes has passed, you've not even got to the title screen. So, it also means you don't have to piss about finding save points in a game. You can just stop it where you're playing.
That's true, that'll destroy some games.
In what way? Because you'd be able to...
Look at Alien Isolation.
I suppose it still won't save it though, will it?
But it relied on save points to create the tension, I think. I still think,
But that was one of my massive bugbears about one of the last generation's games, BioShock Infinite. I lost so much progress in that game because I was fucking about looking for... Because there were automatic checkpoints, and you have to sort of walk through them to trigger them, but you never knew where they were. So you couldn't just play for a little bit and turn it off, because when you turn it off, you'd lose all your progress. So with this, you could actually play as much as you wanted, and then you could just stop it dead, close the system down, and...
But only to standby, you can't turn it off altogether.
No,
which will do my wife's head in, actually, because she's like OCD about having everything turned off. So what will happen for me is, I'll be playing something like Metal Gear Solid 5, and it'll be on some massive long like exposition bit of storytelling. And then what will happen is I'll go, I've got to go out for 10 minutes, I'll turn it off, and then I'll come back and it'll have been unplugged from the wall and I'll have lost all that progress.
Okay.
But anyway, that's just...
But apart from your wife, I think this is good news for people who can't spend hours every day playing on consoles. Because, you know, even something like, I don't know, going to sort out some food or put the bins out, you know, you can't, unless it's a game where you can save there and then at any point, it's a pain in the arse.
What rock and roll lives we live.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do think actually there's a good point about that whole, you just want to turn it on very quickly, maybe play 15 minutes or so.
Yep.
And yeah, I just kind of think the amount of times I've done that and I've been put off by playing something because I think, oh, have I really got time? Have I got time to do that? And so I just end up not bothering. Whereas if you just literally can turn it on and you're in there.
See, that's why the Vita is so awesome, because you can just suspend that at any point and just pick up where you left off.
Sure, actually, you don't even think about it for the Vita, do you? You just press the button, it comes, and you're like, well away again. In that case, all right, it's all good. So other things, other things that you get, which are quite interesting if you're into remote share playing and all that stuff. So you can get 60 frames per second remote play and share play now, which is pretty decent if you've got the right kind of connection. Makes a difference, makes it a bit more smooth and exciting. You've got accessibility options if you're nearsighted, and if you need, like, if you're colourblind and all that stuff, that's quite cool from just making it more available to everybody. You can find friends right from Facebook, which I don't have any Facebook friends.
Cool. I don't have any friends.
Sony can't help you with that.
And and it'll take an automatic screenshot if you get a trophy, so you can share it on Twitter.
Brilliant.
Twitter.
We asked for it, they delivered.
What you don't get is the option to bloody well play media, anything like, you know, it's still not get any sign of media server stuff coming onto it, so you still can't play your ill-gotten MP4s and
God
stuff.
damn it. What about my Orgy to 2 movies? How am I supposed to play those? What about, I thought I read somewhere that you could reconfigure button mapping.
Oh, I don't know.
'Cause I saw a leaked, because it's in beta testing at the moment, isn't it? And someone leaked a screenshot of changing the button mapping on the controller.
That might be that might be part of the accessibility
Maybe.
thing.
But I think that'd be super useful, especially
Yeah,
if you're playing...
reassign buttons for the DualShock. Yeah, so you can do that. It's part of the thing if you've only got, you know, limited use of your hand or whatever. But,
One finger.
Useful for everyone.
But also, it'd be handy if you're playing a Japanese game, because they swap X and O around, don't they?
They do.
So that'd be quite cool, and it'd be really useful for me at the moment, because I'm playing Need for Speed on my Vita on my commute. Then I come home and I play Far Cry 4 at the moment.
Oh, and the driving's different.
The driving's different, but the on the Vita, the brake button is square. On Far Cry 4, that's get out of the vehicle. And I'm always in that mindset, so I'll be barreling along and I'll just jump out my car for no reason at all. So having that sort of accessibility would be really awesome, I think.
Cool. So it's all good then.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 2.5, there you go.
Yeah, well done, Sony.
Man, I hesitate to even say this, but the next section is Grand Theft Auto 5 Heists. It's just come out. I ain't played them. Has anyone else played them? No. Is anyone else even gonna play them?
I haven't actually got GTA 5 on the PS4. I put it on the PS3.
I think you can still get them on the older ones too.
So
Oh, can you?
I don't think the heists are on
Are
last gen
I
yet.
thought the Heist
Ah,
was just a good thing. I mean, I think
Finger on the pulse.
I
of
actually
it.
think they're a really cool idea. I just don't really care that much. But I
you
noticed
like
a lot of
Destiny,
people.
it's like almost the same as Destiny with 4 players doing stuff in a big team, and
Yeah, but they're actually kind of set up heists, aren't they?
yeah. So you got to go through.
I don't really know much about
There's
it.
I think there's 5 bits to each heist, and you've got to complete each bit in series, and that determines how much money you get at the end, and then you can use that money to buy more weapons and crap and what have you.
I mean, certainly in the days where I'd get like a group of mates on online and we could play the same game. That would be really, really cool. But I
That's
don't
when
really
you
do.
used to have mates.
That's when I used to have some friends.
What happened to your friends? We should explore this.
Well, I mean, I moved away, and then they chose not to respond to any of my messages. No, I do still have friends, but they've all reached also the same age where they have less time to play video games and all that kind of stuff. So it's very difficult to get everyone online playing games. But yeah, I do think it's a cool thing. Like certainly, when I get all the mates online and stuff, that would be a really cool little feature. But GTA's always been filled with cool features. You don't need another reason to own GTA. I just think there's plenty of reasons to own GTA.
Not really. I mean, there's so much content. I haven't even finished the single player campaign yet, and I'm really enjoying it, but I'm playing it in fits and starts. So I'm trying to play all the games we play for the podcast. So I've not had time to play much GTA.
The woes of the games.
Exactly.
Journalist.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what I'm like as well. Because I'm thinking, there's so many things I want to carry on playing. Like I haven't touched Dragon Age in ages. So, and I was loving that, like every bit of it. And now I think I'm going to go back into it. And think, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I have no idea where I am.
That's the hardest thing. Once you get out of that practice of it, you can't go back into it very easy, can you? You always feel like you're going to need to start from the start. I said before, but my Dark Souls game now is dead to me because I can't go back to the point I'm at. I'll just get killed instantly now.
Well, actually, that's one of the things I'm loving about the Vita. Is the Vita I can just concentrate on the game because I'm using it on the train.
Yeah.
It's very easy to just go, well, that's the game I'm playing on
Should
the
we
train.
form the Vita Appreciation Society?
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by PS Vita. What an awesome little console.
But I think it's been a long time coming. I know people have been waiting patiently for it. It looks pretty cool.
It's free. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it's free as well. I mean, personally, I don't think I'll be jumping into it anytime soon. But that's because I don't play many multiplayer games really. So that's my reason.
No, I think I'm the same actually. I'm less interested by multiplayer, which always bugs me when people are concerned about lack of multiplayer in games. I kind of think, well, I'd rather have a tax on multiplayer if anything, and have it just that's how it works. It works as multiplayer, but I've always preferred the kind of single player element of games.
Well, in some games these days, like Helldivers and stuff, they come out and they're more or less just based around the multiplayer aspect, or even Destiny.
You don't need to, like Helldivers.
No, you don't
I have
to.
played
you can play it
Helldivers
on your own, but it just doesn't work as well.
It's like Evolve. That's only multiplayer. Isn't it?
No, you can have bots. You can do. Yeah.
Because isn't that like tanking in terms of the number of players online? I think it's doing.
I don't know. I've not been looking.
Yeah, I think it's doing badly as well.
It's one of those games that, because it's quite limited, you've got four classes each with three very different characters who have slightly different skills, and there's 3 monsters. But once you've kind of got to the point of hitting the top of each bit, you kind of expand it through accruing XP over time. So yeah, I can see that there's not enough gameplay modes in it to support keep going back. Really, all you play is hunt. And then there's another version of the game where it strings together like 5 different bits of gameplay, and you can have these things where you got to go and destroy monster eggs, or there's survivors to evacuate, but you can't play them on their own. You can only play them as part of this big cyclical bit.
Right.
So the only one you can ever just leap into for a sec is hunt, and once you've hunted a monster, it all boils down to you either kill the monster really easily because the monster play is crap, or the monster kills you because the monster play is awesome. And there's very few games that are perfectly balanced where you could go either way. That's just my little opinion. Finally, sorry, we were going to talk. This is something that Jack just dropped on the thing. Just moments scoop.
Yep.
BBC are also going to make a Grand Theft Auto drama, and there's not much details to go off unless you read more than me.
Just one sentence about it, and that's it.
What I imagine that's going to be is kids being affected by playing Grand Theft Auto and becoming mental. Because I can't imagine the BBC creating a well-rounded version of what Grand Theft Auto is.
There's surely so many programs that basically are Grand Theft Auto dramas. Because Grand Theft Auto again is just a slightly gangster lifestyle. It's not really a thing, is it? It's just a GTA was always a name.
I reckon it's going to be like a sort of a docudrama about the making of GTA. That's what I reckon it'll be. And it'll be really cool because when you think about it, GTA is one of our biggest exports. But we hardly ever think about it in terms of it being a British product, do we?
Well, they've taken it more or less. I think Dan Houser and that lot have taken it abroad now. It's all America now.
But
they should do one set in London. They should bring it
back.
People
have been saying, well,
or in Cornwall. That'd be amazing.
That'd be great. You're just stuck in the middle of nowhere with a tractor. Okay, I can drive to the nearest town. It'll take me 3 hours. Oh crap!
With a load of traffic behind you.
Exactly, eating pasties for sustenance. But what was I going to say? I can't remember. But yeah, I think it'd be cool if they did do the docudrama thing about the making of GTA, even if it's like the first one, because I'd love to see behind the scenes how DMA decided to make it and what the fallout was, because I remember there was a lot of scandal at the time when this game came out. You could run people over and shoot people.
There was a whole row of monks, remember that? And you could row, and he went Garanja or something when you ran them all down. And I think what the most interesting bit of the whole story for me is probably the leap from Grand Theft Auto 2 to 3 when they actually went 3D and they basically developed and devised how games like that should even look, and that like they basically changed the whole game industry, made people take notice, and that fed into PlayStation, the brand becoming so big.
Yep.
Like PlayStation 1 just fed off it, and that's kind of why we're here today talking about PS4. So that was Quit I'll Continue Pub News. Until next time, take it easy.